And welcome back, everybody, to UMG Gaming Studios, Emergence Season 4, Split 1, Week 2 of Taylor Reflections Noble, joined by Guy Blaze. Do have an update for you. So there are some connection issues going on for one of the teams, and with all the restarts that's taken place, I think now if there is some ping issues or connection issues, they're just going to continue to play it out as it is. So I think we're going to do a full restart and head into Ritual with, like I said, full restart 0-0, and we get to watch it once again. And I think the game is going to be starting up in just a second, Blaze.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so full restart across the board, and rightfully so, as we try to get through the first two hills. It just didn't work out, so you might as well start fresh. No point in keeping those other points on the board. And hey, whatever happens. You lag out again. Hey, we plan it out.
There you go. It is what it is, right? We've seen this hill take place now twice. eUnited won the first time. Pittsburgh Knights won the second time. Will Pittsburgh Knights win again? It's definitely looking solid. Look at those shots from Dez. Oh, Lord. Takes down Kenny and Powers. Picks up the torque bow for good measure. Demise will also fall to Monkeyz. And that's going to be a solid win for Pittsburgh Knights.
Yeah, a solid win indeed. Now, the Knights, they'll be able to get set up around at the hill. The bow will be in the hand of Dezonide, as the eUnited will be spawning down low. They're going to at least try to get through ChaoZ to take that spawn side of the map to get them set up well for the next. Now, Monkeyz gets marked. The eUnited will see that Kenny's going to play up on him. Monkeyz is just trying to duck and dodge and not get crossed out. He will find a route to escape, but Powers goes in for the 1v1, hoping that he was going to probably get some help from Kenny, but not a well-timed push between the two of them. In the end, it will be PK winning another team fight and staying locked in here on his first hill.
Locked in indeed, man. 43 and counting to 1. Kenny now kind of pinned up a little bit, but he's going to be just fine, especially with those nades in hand. That's going to be the biggest difference maker for whether or not eUnited is successful for this break or not. Throws it over to the left. It's actually a great throw. Raver does manage to get away from it. It's at least going to reposition him, and in fact, Kenny will pick up Monkeyz. So excellent job. Now ChaoZ tries to even up the odds, but it's not going to be enough. You have to give a lot of credit to eUnited with those nades again, with Kenny moving in. That's going to be a clean break and a great retake.
Oh, and so as you're gonna start to see with the Knights finding that kill there on the outskirts, they got a lot of confidence. They got two eUnited members behind them, one in the front. They take down TJ in the front now with everybody behind. Demise moves in with Kenny's help. They should be able to acquire 2 kills, but they only get 1. Now eUnited still just trying to slow down, wait for the right opportunity, but I think Powers just created that moment. He was able to get in, get 2, that allowed Kenny to follow up behind him, and now the rest of the members can be able to comfortably get towards the corner of the map and be able to assess where PK is going to be spawning up at. So nice retake from eUnited.
Yeah, excellent retake indeed, and that's going to put them in an opportunity at least to close out the deficit. We do have a little bit of a 1v1 skirmish on the other end between Monkeyz and Kenny, but all in all, it shouldn't amount too much. We now need to focus on the next fight, which obviously is going to be up top, and Demise is doing his best to try and out-angle Raver. He's going to do so with the help of his teammate of Powers, who is just on the other end. So excellent job as a whole. Powers does win that torque bow. That's what they were fighting for on the opposite end. Monkeyz will pick up the frags, but I did say we're moving over to the next one, and that's exactly where we are going to put our attention at. And it looks like eUnited is well set up to take over the next one, and it's going to be up to Pittsburgh Knights to go for the break.
Yeah, that's 2 bowls from Powers. Raver, sorry, not Raver. That's going to be not. Who's that towards the top? That's Demise being annoying over there towards the corner with that Lancer. So that's going to get the spawn here for eUnited. I think Powers may have 1 or 2 bows remaining left. 1 to be exact. That's going to be inactive, and he's going to go screen left with that one. At worst, he's going to get some splash damage from it. Instead, Kenny gets the nade kill, and eUnited, they're about to take their first lead of this game.
There it is, and officially now do have the lead 69-67, but Pittsburgh Knights, they're quickly going to be pushing through, looking to go for a retake themselves, but look at that choke point just absolutely getting peppered up. That's why Pittsburgh Knights will break off to the right, but Kenny's ready for it, and he's going to take down Dezo, doubles back, takes down Raver, and now Monkeyz is left alone standing, but not for very long. He'll be finished off by Powers, and just like that, eUnited holds on, a decisive team fight win coming out from them.
Yeah, so from the last few points on the back end of P2, all the way to this rotation of P3. That's where eUnited has had all their success so far. You know, the team fights are pretty much even between both of them. The Knights, as they're going to start getting set up here for this fight across map at neutral. There's still 9 seconds of scrap time left. Powers is just being sneaky around these corners. He's able to catch Monkey here in rotation, and that gives eUnited all the confidence in the world to be able to press forward, hit their shots. But also, too, you know, one thing for them, a few of the players, they kind of fought that from a defensive stance, because as soon as Monkeyz died, the Knights knew that they were going to get pressed, so they wanted to see if they could push out first before the flame came through.
United starting to really take away with this round here. We've noticed Pittsburgh Knights earlier in semifinals play against Fire and Ice. It was a very close one. Pittsburgh Knights would have the lead. FNI would have a chance then to fight back. eUnited, though, is a team that I do expect once they have the lead like they do now, they're not going to really let it go as easily as Pittsburgh Knights did in that semifinal Fire and Ice matchup. Monkeyz doing his best to get any splash damage, and he does. ChaoZ pushes in, but Powers will throw out a nade, take down ChaoZ, and now it's going to be up to the two members inside to fight off the two members of Pittsburgh Knights. But now Monkeyz is down, and eUnited wins once again. Every time they butt heads with Pittsburgh Knights, man, they are coming out ahead.
Man, you know, that was a good flash that was tossed in there, and I thought the Knights was going to be able to move into the hill and get two, but that was great work from Demise and TJ to, you know, dodge the shots and get the kills in which they needed. With this one, it should equate to some more points. Demise finally actually get taken out. Kenny gets blindsided, and these remaining few points of 20 will go over towards the Knights. That'll get them to 90. I doubt they get them all. They're going to have to rotate soon, and they're going to cut it off right there. They want to put themselves in the best position to fight for Tiki.
All right. 10 seconds remaining. TJ posted up with his boys. They're all in a Congo line at this moment. Player 7's kind of off by himself in mid, going to at least try and go for the cross. Here comes the push, though. A bit smoky, but these two Pittsburgh Knights members are in fact marked. That's going to give confidence for eUnited to push in and try and get some poke damage. Dezo is going to drop TJ, but TJ goes full send ahead. He's going to end up dying off. In a moment, though, Powers will at least try to get a trade. He can. And look at that. A flawless retake from Pittsburgh Knights to establish themselves on this current hill. They're going to start closing the gap. But what's impressive about that is the first decisive team fight we've seen Pittsburgh Knights win, at least off of this restart.
56 points remaining in that hill. Still plenty of time to fight for. And with Kenny going down towards the back, Demise trying to save him, but instead he's going to get caught between two members, and that's going to be two members of the Knights, and that's 3 total down for eUnited, as PK will be able to rotate to the hill. This pretty much will have them all tied up. The next hill is going to go to the bottom left of the mini-map. Now, Dezonide, first twerk is going to miss. Second will connect, but that nade from TJ was perfect as Dezonide went for the revive. That bow should be on the ground somewhere. We'll see if a member of eUnited can find it or not, but hey, great nade. You're gonna start getting their points, and there's the bow right there in green, but does TJ see it? Now he does. He's like, oh wait, hold up.
I think he knows.
He caught it last. He caught it the last second. There you go.
All right, 2 more shots remaining on that. That's going to be great for him. You know, it is impressive, Blaze, eUnited's ability to retake a hill. You know, it truly is. In this matchup specifically, not against all teams, but at least from what I'm seeing right now, excellent job. And 2 shots, well, that's all Powers, TJ needed, apparently. At least gets one of them. And now it's a 4-man push into the 2 of Pittsburgh Knights, looking to provide some defense. ChaoZ now, dipping and dodging, trying to stay up. Not going to happen. And eUnited with another retake. Another at least hill going to their way, and they're going to break 200 from this.
Yeah, eUnited, they feeling comfortable. Outside of the first hill of the map, they lost 60 on that hill. When it comes down to the other 6, they've been doing good, getting majority of the time, contesting, picking up some big plays. Now, this is going to be an important one for him. 45 seconds into it, Monkeyz, he's going to have to try to rotate there towards the side. Having a little bit of an issue as he moves in. Not too much. He gets the damage there. His teammates will clean up the kill. And that's going to be 3 members down to eUnited. The Knights, they have to clear out the back spawn, but Powers is going to be annoying.
Yeah, Powers is definitely going to be annoying. Oh, but overstays his welcome a little bit. Monkeyz will spot him. Even so, man, that push into chaos was great. Confidence, and you know, he saw an opportunity. He ends up taking it. TJ falls, but no worries because Kenny's there to take out Raver, plus Powers will get the pickup. Excellent teamwork as a whole. eUnited, flawless hill once again, and now we'll go ahead and go back to the start. Dezo with 2 nades in his hands. eUnited is already starting to cover the ground, though. Once thrown, TJ's gone, and now it's going to make the life harder for eUnited to get the break.
1 nade in hand to Dezo. He's going to try to isolate Kenny in a corner. Powers goes down. Kenny gets bowled. That's going to be a 4v2 there for the Knights. They need to find Demise and TJ, and they're going to be able to figure out Demise around a corner, crossing him out. The Knights, once again, they'll be able to get set up. And this is the hill in which they got the most points off the first rotation, so nice to see their success once again, and they're not too far off from the lead. They get all these, they get all these points. They won't have the lead, but they'll be shy of about 2 points or so. I think they'll break the 200-point marker and start rotating for next if they win this fight.
40 seconds still to fight for, though, and Pittsburgh Knights are going to have to hold their ground, and they're doing an excellent job doing so. Kenny's going to get Lancered out of the way, and now you got Powers, who has to run. He can't attempt to go through, or else he's going to be wasting his life, but he has nowhere to go because Dezo also has his side angle covered, and will take him down. And now eUnited forced to cut their losses and rotate to next. At this point, for Pittsburgh Knights to cover that deficit and cover that gap is truly impressive, and it makes this highly competitive as we start nearing the end, getting closer and closer to the 300-point mark. A lot of midline section control from eUnited as they look to go in. I am looking at TJ, though, to maybe be the catalyst to push in onto Dezo or Monkeyz. It's not going to be easy, but he is going to be joined from Kenny, so maybe the job is more doable now.
Flashes are out. eUnited trying to force this member of PK out of that back corner. That's going to be Dezonide, but he wants to step up and get into the fight. But you're going to have multiple members of the Knights. They tried to force a 2v1 towards the top end of the map, but that allowed eUnited to cut in and actually win the fight for the hill. So not sure why the Knights prioritized that 2v1, but with them getting that kill and keeping close spawn, they have to quickly rebuttal and get back into the hill now. There's not a lot of time in which they can waste. If so, that last team fight meant nothing, especially when it comes down to their decision making.
As up close, can he take down Demise? Demise on the opposite end is holding his ground, but from far is going to be, I believe he was getting peppered, but then Demise hits the final shot. Excellent job. And this is where United's lead starts to get a bit scary for Pittsburgh Knights. They've got to start stepping it up, and that was a fight that needed to be won from Monkeyz. Chaos was left by himself after that, and then he ended up dying off. That's going to give eUnited some very valuable points, and the Torque Bow is quite honestly the cherry on top. So Pittsburgh Knights, the pressure has to be at an all-time high. To their credit, though, Blaze, if they can get the next hill and pretty much dominate that and get all the points, we're back to a competitive map once again. But if eUnited wins a decisive hill, it's over.
Oh, boy. You're right. They get one more decisive team fight, I feel like it would be over.
He doesn't know Monkeyz there.
Oh, they almost caught him off guard. I didn't know where he was either. You know, once the X-ray was turned off, I said, where is he? Yeah, he was stuck in the corner. Couldn't find him. 3 bowls left for TJ. He's going to put this one possibly on the ground. He goes for the shot up close. Oh, but he doesn't fully disengage. He moves in on Raver. That was a smart play. Timed well with Demise. They both get in for the help, and they will move in as a unit with Powers there on the flank to win the fight. Monkeyz trying to contest once again, but misses his back A. It's stunned. He's caught out, and the deaths continue to get staggered for PK. It's only a matter of time. eUnited 3 points away.
Yeah, one more attempt maybe from Raver to get a touch, and at the 1-yard line, he's going to be stopped. And there it is. eUnited with, I would say, a pretty decisive victory. You know, that was a solid performance from them. We saw plenty of team fights, you know, ultimately go their way. Their ability to take a hill, whether it be defensively or offensively, was truly impressive, Blaze. And I think eUnited put on a great showing there, and across the board, their damage done pretty incredible. TJ and Powers both with 18K respectively, and those were the guys that were really putting in a ton of work up close and personal. So excellent job from eUnited to take map 1.
Yeah, an excellent job indeed. And you know what? They stay composed. And one thing I love about eUnited is that, and you see it in each one of their team fights, that if they can assess early on that, hey, if it's going to be worth it. If not, we need to rotate to next. Sometimes they don't mind giving up 40 points to ultimately put themselves in a position to get the fights in which they want. And
Right.
ultimately, it'll pay dividends for them in the long run. But they will start making those decisions early on and not wait till their opponent has about 150 points to try to regain and slow the game down. So after PK got the first 60, after PK got the first 60 points right there, United says, all right, let's plan our fate, play for the rotation at green, slow down, win the fight. They moved on over towards what I like to call a skull in the top left-hand corner of the mini-map. They win that one. They won big fights down low, bottom center. They went back up top towards Tiki, hit some big plays. And as they rotated around the first 6 heals, they broke that 200-point mark, and they was controlling the game from there. So, good job to them. On the flip end, PK, when I'm reflecting on this map, the one thing that I noticed is that their decision-making for some of the fights in which they took, also, they were staggered a lot. They got to realize when they're in the harm's way, when they might be in threat of getting pushed in a 1v2, to disengage, call that out, and let their teammates off respawn, know that they got numbers or wait for help to come. But it's just taking better fights as a team for PK. That's why I felt like they didn't win that map.
I think that's fair. Honestly, a great assessment. And, you talk about taking team fights. Well, that's going to be the name of the game on checkout execution. And I know one of the key points you kind of said when we were looking at the pick and bans at the start, Blaze, was you did believe Pittsburgh Knights was the better team on checkout execution. Do you still stand by that?
I do stand by that. I felt like the Knights had the best chance in these first 2 maps. Now, granted, we had a lot of lag outs and stuff that happened, but ultimately at the end of the day, when that map first got played, it was the Knights that was up by 60. And even with that lead, it didn't work out for them. So great job to eUnited getting Ritual, but I'm standing by the Knights on checkout. Now, also, I said Escalation Training Grounds, Control District, and Execution on Tomb, those last 3 maps, I'm leaning in favor of eUnited. So I think eUnited did the hard part, and I was taking one of the first 2. From then on, the cycle is just going to get more comfortable for the squad.
I agree with that, and that was one of the key points. You said it best, and you just recapped it. For eUnited, taking the early maps was going to be, honestly, the cherry on top, because we do expect them to be even stronger during the back end. So I think eUnited's in a great spot. They really are. If they win checkout heading into training grounds, we know that's kind of a 50-50. So, hey, it could be anybody's ball game there. And, I don't know. eUnited, they just look good. They really do look good. And again, I go back to your point about the team fights. And when obviously eUnited was winning way more of those than the Pittsburgh Knights were, you didn't even like the way Pittsburgh Knights were even taking the team fight. So again, I think that's going to correlate on checkout. I really do.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't feel like they were prioritizing the right players. It was one fight that we saw towards the back end. 2 players, they got chased out there towards like the Torquebo spawn, fighting a 2v1. And, I feel like they got baited out. But once they did that, eUnited in the inside, hey, they won a fight. They took their numbers. Now, granted, PK, they got the close spawn, but they wasn't quick getting back into the fight to continue it and recognizing that the 1 kill that they got is going to spawn on the opposite end of the map. So while you can identify that you have numbers in the area, that's when you have to move quick and start angling people out and start, finding those openings. But, in the end, they just did not have the speed to compete with eUnited on that control map.
So let's go back to your statement about Pittsburgh Knights being the better team on checkout. Let's elaborate a little bit more on that. Why do you think Pittsburgh Knights are the better team heading into this matchup? Is it, their line of attack? Is it certain players that maybe excel on this checkout fight? What is it to you?
For me, it's Dezonide. I love how Dezonide plays that back lane. And, it was a position in what I used to play back in the day. But what he does so well is playing around his smoke and making decisions on when he needs to go in and get the scope and start hitting some shots, or if he needs to play wide with a Lancer angle, get towards the inside to help Raver out with his shotgun. He is always being proactive out wide. And I don't see enough players play him man on man, meaning that they keep a Lancer on his head the entire time of the fight. Okay. And if that doesn't work, you throw your smoke and flash out first and you do something different. So he has to start thinking about you rather than thinking about, taking out your teammates there towards the inside of the map. So you just have to make sure he respects you at all given times and you'll be okay. So his individual performance is why I kind of lean more towards PK. But even go back and you reflect on all the matches in which they won beforehand. If Raver pops off, he gets an early kill towards the inside. They will quickly be able to trade out their numbers and win those rounds. But if he gets focused and he has to slow down, just because his presence alone, he draws a lot of attention to him. That allows Dezonide out wide to go make a play. And that alleviates pressure from Raver. So it's a little back and forth between the two of them with ChaoZ and Monkeyz supporting.
Well, we've seen checkout from both teams already tonight, and Pittsburgh Knights won their checkout against Fire and Ice 6-4, and then eUnited beat Elevate in map number 5 6-2 on this very map. So it could very well be a huge battle. And look, you talk about swinging wide. Look at eUnited instantly going down, but yeah, they're going down. Each and every one getting peppered. And Powers, well, I got to say that was a bold pickup. But honestly, what else are you really going to do there? You're kind of just trapped.
Exactly. He didn't have too many plays. Like, if he doesn't get it, they get it. He's, it's an extra man over there. It doesn't work out, but eUnited tried to go wide off the bat, but Dezonide played it perfectly. He had the pre-fire, so he had some initial damage. He knew he was going to get it down, and he committed to the angle. He says, it's okay if I go down. I'm going to put out as much damage as I can. But once the 2 came through, his teammates was easily able to trade out those kills.
All right, heading into round number 2. I highly doubt eUnited's going to try and swing wide this time around. Most likely going to put more emphasis either on plat or obviously in checkout stands. And no, actually they go right back to it. And Powers is immediately getting punished. Is this going to be the same ending like last time? It's looking like it.
Well, Demise is going to sacrifice his life for his squad to come out on top with the scope. And I think eUnited did their homework, because for me, they're going to contest the Y before PK do. To get them focused on them, they're initiating a play, and they're doing a good job so far coming away with the snipe. Well, that's the first round in which they got it, but they're losing players in the process. For them to invest so much, Powers is gonna have to make a play.
Enemy contact.
ChaoZ will also pick up those incense. That's going to be hugely helpful. With Kenny down and finished, that's going to give the man advantage over to eUnited, or should be Pittsburgh Knights, but just as quickly traded out. And Powers giving a haircut to one of the players, I believe Dezo, but either way, will he connect? He's got 4 more shots, and he could be deadly accurate.
I got an inkling that eUnited is going to win this round. The only way that PK takes this is if that incendiary connects. Oh, Powers misses that close range shot. Oh, TJ steps up. Powers with the headshot. eUnited on the board. And see,
there it is.
When you risk the play and it works out, granted, eUnited's whole goal for that strat is to get Powers out with snipe and at least keep 3 alive. They achieved that, but when they drop back to that back of the map, they know the Knights aren't going to chase them right away. So once they get their spacing, it's up to Powers to really just work those angles. And that strategy, I feel like, is going to be more efficient when that neutral hill is not going to be over here towards the back checkout. We'll see if eUnited does it again.
Let's find out. It is going to be Raver picking up the instance. Powers does get away with the snipe. All members still up for both rosters here. And trying to get out as much damage as possibly can. Good body, though. We'll take down Dazzle. Monkeyz also going to fall. They'll get picked. Oh, no. Actually, that's going to be a finish. Great job from Powers getting that angle onto Monkeyz. 4v3, eUnited with the man advantage. And we see a couple players are, in fact, going to be swinging wide. That's going to be Kenny and ChaoZ on the opposite end. And actually, ChaoZ, excuse me, might find himself in a 1v2. And he is, in fact, going to be in that spot. And he's dropped. This should be an eUnited round.
It really should be. They played this masterfully. Once again, for 3 rounds in a row, they rush out wide, they get sniped, they take that play away from PK, and they just leave him with incendiary grenades.
Hold up, Blaze.
2-2, it's not over.
Blaze, it's not over.
Oh my.
But say hold up, man, because
for their lives.
Yeah, because, Pittsburgh Knights, we saw, obviously, ChaoZ gets soloed out between Kenny and Powers right on the top end.
Yep.
But then 2 players from Pittsburgh Knights ended up rotating down, and they got into a 2v2 fight with eUnited, and they ended up winning that fight and then forced a 2v2 on the opposite end against Kenny and the last remaining eUnited player. It really was.
Check this out. If PK is smart, they rush 3 out wide as a headbutt, okay? But I think eUnited is expecting that, and eUnited plays this round passive. They're going to try to play off PK's aggression. TJ is going to check it. They go out super wide. Dezonide is going to be there to cut back in. Raver with first blood. Oh, man. With a right-hand advantage, Powers Has a lot of pressure to push back these players, but it won't be enough. The kills come through on the inside, and PK, hey, you find a winning strategy there.
I think that last round hurt them, you know, or to me, hurt eUnited. Like, again, they were in the lead. They look, and first off, Kenny and Demise at the bottom, 0 and 4. They do have 1 assist for each other, but you know, I mean, if they start picking up any amount of kills, I think it's over. You know, I think eUnited flips the script and comes back. But Pittsburgh Knights is looking great, and you're calling it right. You know, you said PK had the advantage here, and it really is making sense. This time around, eUnited very aggressive on the platform fight. Now it's going to be a 4v3 early on. Raver might get caught out here. Watch out, second instant also thrown. It's going to get some hit markers, but that's about it.
And now Powers is in a great spot, but with him going down, at this point, it's a 4v2. eUnited needs a miracle, and they will not get it unless it's actually Demise season and not this round. So the Knights go up 4-1. And picking off this map, eUnited's strategy was good because they took that play away from PK of grabbing that sniper. They forced them to have to play their hand inside. And I think eUnited should have won, you know, 2 of the first 3 rounds. But the last 2 in which they've lost have been very demoralizing for them. They're going to have to find a way to turn it around. That round, we did see Dezonide get freed up, and he was able to play out wide quickly. So he's opened up again as eUnited is focusing on Raver.
Nades are going to be picked up from Kenny, so that's a bit of an audible from eUnited. We haven't seen Kenny go that route as of yet. First blood coming out for eUnited, though, quickly answered right back. Nades do come singing through. 2-2, now 2v1. Kenny lasts alive, but still a chance. You have to give him faith, but he gets Lancer down and taken down. But Kenny, to his credit, was standing his ground. Unfortunately, it just wasn't going to work out. Pittsburgh Knights, a dominating 5-1 lead.
You know, the play that Raver made was really good. And what he saw was that he saw 2 Lancer trails above his head focused on Dezonide, right? And so once he saw that, it was an immediate flash, and he knew as those players were switching their weapons, he can get into their face. He became the focus. That freed Dezonide up, and Dezonide never took himself out the fight. Even when he was red, he says, hey, I'm still here. But they did a good job finding their advantages, and Raver opened up the play for the squad.
All right, potential final round here. Pittsburgh Knights with the dominating lead. eUnited still not finding any life at all. You do see glimpses. And speaking of which, you know, off the previous couple of rounds, eUnited has got first blood pretty consistently, but it's always an answer back from Pittsburgh Knights that hurts them. And case in point, we do see Powers get it down onto Dezo, but quickly answer back as Powers. He gets isolated and he gets gunned down. Pittsburgh Knights already a man advantage. Make that now 2-3 out of the way. Kenny down, and Pittsburgh Knights will win map number 2, 6-1. And Blaze, you called it correctly.
Yeah, you know, the Knights, they wasn't having anything. You know, what I mean by anything, they wasn't taking any crap from eUnited there. They wanted to show them that they were here to compete. They got this series all tied up 1-1. Now we got the back end of the cycle coming up here next. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll figure out who can take a lead in this series on the Escalation.
And welcome back, everybody, to Emergence Day Season 4, Split 1, Week 2. I'm Taylor Reflections Noble, joined by Guy Blaze. We are deep into Grand Finals, about to move into map number 3, Training Grounds Escalation. And just to recap, map number 1, Ritual, 300-205 for eUnited. Map number 2, though, Checkout, ended 6-1. And Blaze, you're on to something, man. Pittsburgh Knights were the favorite team, and they dominated.
Yeah, they were. You know, even with eUnited's opening strategy of commanding the sniper and forcing the Knights to have to rush into them and play into them for those opening kills, you know, the Knights, their aggression, it worked out for them. They're playmakers. So, you know, multiple times they were able to just, like the one round where they clutched up and they really started to pull momentum back in their favor. It was a 4v2. eUnited, they got 2 early kills, but you know, you saw the Knights able to isolate 2 separate 2v2 fights and win them both for the victory. Ever since then, they kept building off of that. eUnited, they changed up their strategy to adjust, and that just left the Knights open to what they wanted to do. That meant that, okay, well, we're not focusing on Dezonide no more. We're going to focus on the inside on Raver. And then that left Dezonide free to just kind of flank wide and put out that pressure for his team to close out some of those rounds in the way in which they did. So, you know, PK, they got multiple different weapons when it comes down to that map. So if you put too much focus on Raver or Dezonide, the other one will be open to make a play.
You know, Blaze, I just went through my notes and I was trying to figure out when the last time eUnited or Pittsburgh Knights played on training grounds. I couldn't find, at least as of recently, the last time they have competed. I mean, not even against each other, but like in general, you know, it's always been Vascar, literally Vascar or Harbor. Harbor, we only see the Knight, though. In Pro League, it hasn't been Harbor for Pittsburgh Knights. So this is going to be an interesting one, and I really don't know who has a leg up.
Yeah, I don't either. You're right. It's been a while since we saw them both, you know, play on training grounds. And just in my memory, I'm just trying to think about it from the matches in which I've watched. I have not seen it in a good minute. So definitely a lot of Vascar, okay? That's the map in which we see picked a lot when it comes down to escalation. And a big reason is that if your team isn't on point, if y'all don't got the reps on that map, there are just some squads who will outclass you because, you know, that map is second nature to them. They've played it so much. So they know what's going to happen when, you know, players die on certain points and what they got to do. So that speed adds to their domination. Now, I think we got a lot of great Vascar teams in our league, at least. Out of our 10, 6 of them may prefer that map over the other 3 escalation maps in which we have. So if you're one of those bottom tier teams, hey, you ban that out, pick your poison. You know, you want to go for the Harbor fight or you want to go for the TG fight. And, you know, all our LATAM teams are scary on Harbor. You don't even want to mess with them there. You know, so,
well, they are, yeah. Well, and Rise.
Yeah, and Rise is filthy on that map. I wouldn't want to touch Rise on Harbor either. Hell, you know what? Even y'all don't want to touch VQ on Harbor. Hell,
Pioneers.
Sorry, Pioneers. Yeah, I don't want to touch Pioneers on Harbor either. So no, you're right.
Hey, you know, it's funny because it's like you start one end, then it's like, well, maybe everybody's pretty good at that map, you know, or at least a long list of players. There's only 3 to choose from after all. Like, you don't really have a large selection, okay? But, you know, some teams are genuinely better on others than not. So training grounds, though, again, I haven't seen it too much between eUnited and Pittsburgh Knights, so I really don't know. Historically, I guess eUnited's great on this map, so is Pittsburgh Knights, but we also have new faces on each roster since then. So it's going to be a fun one. We're just going to have to see how it goes. I guess the biggest focal point really has to, come down to your 1v players, which I assume is going to be Raver. No, was it Raver or Monkeyz? Raver.
For this map, it's going to be Raver versus
Bikini?
No. Raver versus Demise.
Oh, okay. Raver versus Demise. Fair. Okay, so that's okay. So then the 3v3 though, who do we think benefits there? Because we've seen Checkout dominated from Pittsburgh Knights, good teamwork and good clashes. But obviously on Ritual, we saw excellent teamwork and good clashes from eUnited.
I favor the team fight for eUnited. I think that combo of TJ Powers and Kenny, when they're on the same page, that they're damn near unstoppable. So you got 2 legendary front spawn players in TJ and Powers, and you know, also on the flip end for Kenny, you know, he can play that role as well, but he knows how to play around them, play behind them, and make sure that they're set up for success. But, you know, Powers and TJ, they move around fast, they move around quick, and Kenny knows how to process their plays and be in the right position to help them both. So you see here how he's going to move up with TJ. They're able to get this kill here towards the back. Powers is going to be able to take 1 down, play his life, and he's made up for reinforcements. On the flip end, it's Raver versus Demise. Raver wins his 1v1, and he'll be able to help Monkeyz on his home hill for help to come.
Powers and Kenny are going to go ahead and fully commit for the, or at least the Overlook fight. They're just going to stay put where they're currently at. They'll wait for their teammates to come back into play. And, well, actually, they can't wait, can they? Because now you got C also in contention. So 5 and 8 are going to be battling against players 1 and 3. Big fight to win, obviously, at this point in time, because you also have player 4 on the opposite end who's going to look to take the home hill to home hill. So at this point, eUnited is definitely looking to take the objective game by storm. And Kenny just needs 1 more player to get through. Meat Shield's going to be gone. ChaoZ, though, definitely standing on his own 2 feet. Kenny dancing around, neither able to get an edge on each other. Kenny pushes forward, finally hits his shot and gets it, but did he get it in enough time? Well, definitely not for the full cap, but at least a decap.
Oh, but Kenny's getting pressed on the right. That's a good solid shot, but he moves out to go take a better angle, but Monkeyz held his ground knowing that Kenny was going to come out of cover. So winning that battle, the Knights, they need to win another one. That's going to be at the B hill. They flank a player up the mid stairs. Raver's able to help on it down. Demise quickly trades it out. ChaoZ is going to be in a 1v2. No help in sight, but he doesn't need any. Oh, there's help above him.
Can't get him though. Powers. It's not gonna. Well, actually, Powers is down. So either way, good on Pittsburgh Knights for getting that. Hey, look at that. PK with the decent lead here, and eUnited's been trying very hard to get back in control. They really have, but they haven't been able to do so. There still is one more final attempt though. They'll wait for player 1 Powers to get back into the fight. I assume we're gonna see a 2-2 split push.
That's what I'm assuming as well. Now, the Knights will have ChaoZ here towards that God spot, so it's going to be difficult to move him out of that position without having to hop over into Dezonide's crosshairs. But actually, they're going to send him an extra player over. They send Kenny to help with this fight. But Monkeyz rotates in. He's able to pick up 2. It's coming down to a last-ditch effort. 2v2 on the map. Raver, he finds a few kills, but in that boxing match, Dezonide comes out on top. No one's able to get over an A in time, though.
Impressive round, though, for Pittsburgh Knights, Blaze. Really is. I mean, they kind of held on to control the entire time. Anything that eUnited threw their way, Pittsburgh Knights was ready to deal with it. And I thought eUnited did a good job, at least in my opinion, applying pressure on Monument. I know Kenny was putting up one hell of a fight, but it just simply was not enough. ChaoZ did a great job. Once that meat shield dissipated, he hits that shot, takes him out, alleviates the pressure. Pittsburgh Knights back with the 2-1 in their favor, and they really never let it go from that point forward. So, great job from Pittsburgh Knights. eUnited struggled to find an answer there, and I got to say that encourages me to say Pittsburgh Knights.
Yeah, Pittsburgh Knights. Yeah, that was a great hold from them to be able to come out and take that round. So right there, TJ, 3 deaths, 4 assists. They worked hard for it. Now, PK, as we head here towards this round, both squads running a 3-1. We're still going to see that same 1v1 matchup as we saw before. But up top, Dezonide with the early stun. Oh, that miss roll. He's going to pay for that one. But the question is that how is eUnited going to start capitalizing off of it? Now, as he pulls up, that kill will be acquired. eUnited 4v2, 4v3 on the map. Probably feels like a 4v2 for him for now as they're capping up the A hill. They're cleaning up the one over at the Overlook. Now down low at the B side, EK, they're looking to push forward. They know they can't stand here for long and dodge that crossover from the Overlook, but also with Kenny flanking up middle, wasn't looking good for him. And as we can see, eUnited finally get on the board.
Excellent job from eUnited. They are on the board, and that was a pretty clean round, 54 seconds. So a heck of a way to answer back, and really night and day from that last round, Blaze. So encouraging stuff coming out from EU, clearly recovering exceptionally well. We'll have the retros now for both ends, and you know, teams have been, it's been becoming quite popular, especially from Noble Strategy. They love placing that long shot in hell, but it would be refreshing to see, you know, kind of a standard fight, and I think that's exactly what we're going to get between Pittsburgh Knights and eUnited. They don't really like fighting for the sniper and all that. They just like the clean, like shocks out, instants out, let's go in for Overlook.
3-3 once again with both the squads. This time around, it will be Raver hopping in the hill to get that quick cap at B. That catches Demise off guard, and that forces his team to have to play offensive. But even with them being an offensive squad, since PK has that right-handed Overlook, and Demise is, he has his hands full with Raver. He can't help them out, so PK put themselves in the best position. Raver just ate a shot. He needs to play his life, and he's going to do just that. But he steps into the fight, does not want to give Demise that peace of mind. Now, in the end of it all, the 3v3 fight was won by eUnited, so they want to square up off their left hand at the Overlook, and they got it done.
Oh, good job for Demise, angling it up, taking down Raver. That opens up B for him to get onto. He'll get that full cap, even though player 5 Dezo's moving up. I don't think, well, actually, no, he's taking the right side. I thought he was going to go up top, so there was a chance, but Demise was ready for it. And look at this domination attempt starting to come through. Player 6 is done. It's no longer an attempt. It is now a completion, and another very quick round coming out from eUnited. Last round was, what, 48, 49 seconds. This round, 1 minute and 11, and eUnited starting to get their feet underneath them.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're starting to, you know, get locked into this one. And I will say that, you know, just even reflecting on Raver's start for that round for PK, it was fantastic, and that play in which he made is something in from an individual position, which makes this PK team so good. He capped the heel. He forced his team. Well, he got his team into a defensive position, which is where you always want to be if you can be, having your opponent play into you. And then, he applied a lot of pressure on Demise and kept him occupied intentionally while his team was able to take their fight. Now, unfortunately, PK didn't win it. eUnited they hit more shots in that round. They put out a lot more damage in a 3v3 fight. They was able to turn that into the domination. So the kickoff on this start, Demise will play it back. I think this will not be a cap for Raver this time around, because with Powers being in this position, he'll easily be able to look down, take out Raver. But if Raver at any moment sees that Powers is in a fight like this, he'll want to move up. But Demise knows that the action's popping off, so he's stepping up in as well. Now focusing on the fight in front. Powers, his flash stuns him, stuns TJ, but the second one connects on his opponent. He can't get the kill in which he needs, but they got the call out that he needs to drop back because Dezonide started something on the flank that threw eUnited off guard.
Wow. That was clean. All right. Good job from Pittsburgh Knights, and they're definitely going to get this. eUnited might try to make it. Well, they are going to try to make an attempt. They're not even going to get there, but great job overall. And you called it best. Raver waiting for that first move from Powers. And as soon as Powers started, lancering fire out, Raver went on the attack, and Raver won that 1v relatively easy against that of Demise. That misplaced flash, though, really did hurt Powers. But also, even before that, the shot putting them down, dropping TJ. Good job from Pittsburgh Knights. Great utilization of their utility items. Good, I think, overall communication and teamwork. That was a clean answer. We're going into the second half all tied up.
All right. I wouldn't want it no other way. It's been a while since we watched both these teams play each other on training grounds, so it's nice to see another close series between these two orgs. They never disappoint when they play each other. Powers is going to take his fight really wide. Going to set up here towards the U. Kenny gets back down. Demise still has the angle in which his team needs. And so since Raver didn't play down low in the pit this time around. You know what? Since Raver didn't play down low in the pit this time, Demise is going to give that a call out to his team that, hey, you guys can just hold up. I'll have your support. But if Demise was to hop into this hill, if Demise was to force to push down low towards the F field, it wouldn't be a bad play. Now is actually going to be the play in which he makes, because his team is going to win the fight up top. They're going to get E-capped up. He's going to at least have to defend against Raver, because Raver is going to try to extend this round.
And Raver's been winning this fight pretty consistently, so Demise really does need to pull up and hold his ground in the moment. Luckily, he is going to have some help, and that's going to send Raver running away. But you can already see on the minimap, right, 8 and player 6 is so Monkeyz, ChaoZ, as well as Raver. Maybe even Dezo stacks up to go for the full overextension for a 4-man push. I would expect one to stay back, but that's where it looks like they're going to be going to. So I think for eUnited, they do understand this. They realize that Kenny's now spotting out Monkeyz. That's going to be at least one down. They'll eventually break through, but there's a lot of choke points in a narrow hallway you got to go in, and each and every step you take, you're just getting absolutely lancered and peppered. So this might be a bad push from PK, but it's a push they're committing to.
It's the only push they got, and they have to commit to it. They will be able to get a foot into the D hill. Their home hill will be lost, and it should be 2 Lancer angles coming across from the other side of the map. TJ comes in at the right time, double down. 1v1 for the domination. Well, actually, he's not even going to make it in time.
He tried. He did. He bounced around, but he did not get there in time. You're right, though. Pittsburgh Knights, that was their only attempt. That was their only push, and they had to commit to it. To their credit, I think they did a good job. They got a lot further than I was even expecting, because I've seen teams just get absolutely mowed down once they're trying to go through that narrow passageway over towards D or F. But in Pittsburgh Knights' defense, they did a good job getting on the hill. It just simply wasn't enough. And you got to also say great job to TJ, who did a wonderful job on the Overlook fight. So all good things coming out from eUnited there. Pittsburgh Knights looking to answer back here. Let's see if they do.
All right, PK. They need to keep this one close. They do not want eUnited to get to map point first. They do not want that pressure on their shoulders. Retro Lancer shock grenades picked up by both the squads. Oh, Demise is going to anchor up. Raver's gonna pressure him right away. He's gonna keep this Retro Lancer focused on him, and out of that fight up top, that allowed the Knights to push. You see ChaoZ, he takes down TJ. The fight breaks out on the opposite end. They're able to come out on top with flying colors. They're looking for these remaining few members as Powers is trying to play his life, give out as many call outs to his teammates. It's not gonna work out for him. Ultimately, that death will be staggered, and this is where eUnited needs to slow this round down and not allow PK to really just do what they want.
Ooh, that's going to be a big down. They'll eventually break out. It's almost same situation that we just seen, right? But now it's been flipped. And now for TJ and Demise, they've got to go through constant Lancer fire. Even though Kenny's going to be joining there, it's going to be difficult. The smoke might help, though. But either way, the downs continue to come through. They have one attempt at this. Dezo, pressure at an all-time high. Kenny peppering him up. Dezo, forced to retreat, gets out just in the nick of time. ChaoZ, though, will take down Demise. Meanwhile, the battle will ensue. But it looks like eUnited is slowly but surely starting to lose it. But is there a fighting chance? It looked as if maybe TJ hit that great shot into ChaoZ, but ultimately Pittsburgh Knights hold their ground.
And that's the same push that we saw the Knights have to make in that scenario. But, you know, in both squads lose it in the same fashion. They get all the way down towards the back end of the hall, but that area of the map is so open. Your smokes, your flashes need to be on point. eUnited, they get a second attempt. The revive comes in. They stay close together. Powers takes the inside route. He has the help. Kenny cuts back for a kill. Double down, double revive. TJ, can he save the day? He cannot.
Now eUnited has, what, basically one more attempt left, and it's not even going to be a good attempt. Might not even be an attempt because ChaoZ is also working his way over towards F. So I think this might be done and dusted, at least in my opinion. You think one more time? I don't know if they have time. That's a long way to get over to D.
Yeah, it is. They at least split up into a 2-2, but yeah, that shot grenade, all three members of PK, they're just sitting around this hill. Regardless, even if eUnited put themselves in a position to fight, with all that utility and positioning, the Knights, they pretty much had that round locked in after those two team fight wins down there in that lower alley.
All right, 3-3. Like we said at the beginning, we haven't seen Pittsburgh Knights and eUnited face off against each other on training grounds. And in fact, we haven't seen training grounds really played from either of these two teams since their new rosters were added. But I'm loving what I'm seeing. Clearly closely contested, and one that has to be seriously considered to put in the rotation when they face off against each other in Pro League. But either way, we'll see another breakout attempt go forward. Who's going to be the first one to be a map point? This is a very important round, in my opinion.
It is extremely important. Now, all utility picked up across the board. Demise will have something to keep Raver at bay, but you know Raver's going to be aggressive with that incendiary. You know, Dezonide even wants to get a piece of the action. This is, you know, pretty much PK trying to isolate a 2v1, even if you're not close to your teammate.
Oh, that was a connection.
Checks up Raver. He wins the 1v2. Because I can call it because they were messing with him, right? That was a slight 2v1 against him. He says, you know what? I can fight you both from that distance. I got the utility. And he wins it. So big boy plays coming out from Demise, and that's going to put his team in a great position to hold this 2-1 hill setup.
Yeah, excellent position. And I love that instant. I really do. Well, I'm sure we'll see that in the replays. But, man, you know, it takes a lot to line that up and connect. But, you know, there was a shock also behind. So that player from Pittsburgh Knights really couldn't go anywhere. And Demise knew that. And another thing, too, to use that instant, even though he knows he's being pressured by Raver, that was just a lot going right for Demise. And honestly, a solid play. Pittsburgh Knights mounting up to go for the retake on E.
Now, as TJ is going to start to have to back up just a bit, he doesn't want him, you know, have this flank open and doesn't want to give him a play. So just by him stepping back a few feet, Dezonide had to rotate all the way around because he knew that wasn't a fight in which he wanted. But as that was happening, he called it out to his teammates, and they were able to find a 2v1 up top, be there for each other on the revives, and they will be able to get this E-hill. Down low, Demise will be getting locked in, well, kind of slowed down by Monkeyz. Raver's going to join that fight. He's stuck in a corner. Oh, my God. He has even a Lancer coming across map to be an annoyance. Demise has to step up. No help in sight. He's going to go down, and Powers is going to be the next on the hit list.
He's dead. Yeah, he's dead there. I think Pittsburgh Knights just turned their luck around, depending. Player 2 and 3, Kenny and TJ, do sneak over towards E. They're going to get that pretty much uncontested for the time being, even though ChaoZ is up top. And actually, you got to question, is eUnited know ChaoZ is up top? And maybe not. TJ just pushes out like a bat out of hell straight into the barrel of Monkeyz. Kenny also will die off here. I think Pittsburgh Knights have absolutely flipped the script, and they might win this round. eUnited's got one more attempt for a retake.
All right, eUnited backs towards the wall. They got some time to work with on the scoreboard. They're going to be trying to look for a decap. It may have to come through towards E, but ChaoZ has the shot grenade in hand. Yeah, eUnited do a good job making sure he gets that out right now as the lead change comes through. eUnited not much time to work with. Kenny's taken out. Powers is going to be in a 1v1 to get across.
It's still possible. It's still very possible. Powers needs to win the 1v. He wins the 1v.
He did it.
E, though. But E doesn't get broken.
Oh.
E doesn't get broken in time. But
Hold up.
No way.
Okay.
No, Swarm's got it, right? Swarm's got it. Yep. Powers sends himself out. But you know, that was close. That really was. Powers did an excellent job winning the 1v. He needed his teamenates to win the E hill. But isn't that the risk you run,
Or just keep it neutral, right? Or just keep it
neutral.
And sometimes as both sides of the map fights are happening, you don't know which one's going to be won first, right? So you just have to commit and go all in on yours. And it's just unfortunate that Powers won his after his teammates started to go down.
Comes to show you, though, when you do lose that 2-1 and ultimately the points get that close, it comes down to a do or die moment. It, you know, I say pressure all the time, and it is high pressure, but it's one of those things where you just got to make a push, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And sadly for United, it doesn't. But, you know, happily for Pittsburgh Knights, it does, and they could take a 2-1 lead here in the series, which honestly is going to be really good for them, because you got to think about district control coming up next. I favor eUnited heavily on that map. So for Pittsburgh Knights, this could very well be the reason why they go to a game 5.
It definitely could be, you know. I knew that, you know, the back 3 maps in this cycle, I felt good about eUnited on it, but, you know, this one right here, definitely a toss-up between both these squads. It's PK at map point, as you said, looking to take the series lead here 2-1, but it has to start on this round. They're going to play this one as wide as they possibly can. Demise is going to be more aggressive on Raver in his 1v1. His teammates, they get down, but they're going to have to rotate down low, possibly take out Dezonide out wide. Kenny doesn't like to play. He calls a retreat. The Lancer Fire coming in from Monkeyz is a little bit too much, but can they save Powers on the stairs? They will not. Dezonide swings out wide. And this is a 2v2 fight, though, at the E hill. E doesn't get capped because, you know, I think that was Monkeyz at a hill, and he just knew that if he stayed there any longer, he was going to be the focus of attention.
Oh, Kenny's down. Dezo, great shot around the corner. Still, the fight for E is going to... Well, actually, no. Pittsburgh Knights have E dead to rights. They really do. I think they were just kind of waiting to make sure everybody else was cleared out in front. Powers and TJ, they're pinned up on F. They're waiting for their teammates to get back into the fold, and there they are. They're going to be right there, ready to go for the attack onto E. I say ready to go. It's still, I mean, even though the mindset's there, it's a lot easier said than done, because Pittsburgh Knights, they are on the cusp of winning this map, and they already, at least right now, they're in control of the objective. If eUnited fells this retake attempt, Pittsburgh Knights are going to be in the driver's seat.
Powers knows he's going to have to play down this hall momentarily. That was a great... Oh, the first flash was cool. The second one was just in case that player tried to run away. But it's going to be ChaoZ holding his ground. ChaoZ versus Powers for control over the D hill. Powers wants nothing but straight hands. He is trying to just breathing down his neck, wanting to win this fight. Oh, and he does just that. Great effort from ChaoZ, but Powers went into it with a better game plan. Oh, he missed his shot.
I forget about it.
But Kenny still gets it. Yeah, he still wins the fight. That's a big win. Yo, are we going to be going to a round 9? Maybe. There is still a chance Pittsburgh Knights get back into it, especially with ChaoZ getting onto the home hill. But same scenario that I've been pointing out, right? Pittsburgh Knights, they've got one more final attempt and not a lot of time. Training Grounds is a big map. Best chance, well, actually, no, it's going to be a 3v3 on E, and then most likely a 1v1 for the overextension, and that'll be between ChaoZ and Demise. Demise. Pittsburgh Knights looking to make some moves. Dezo is the guy to watch. He's trying to go on a big flank, but he's already been spotted by player 3.
Yeah, he has been. He's going to win that fight, but taken out. We're already in a late game. We should be good, no problem. Even though PK pressed through the hill, I feel like that was the issue. Like, firstly, you got to get the decap, then go for the kill, just for the timing purposes, you know? It may have even allowed their teammate to get the secondary need to get the chunk on the home hill to be able to take that. But ultimately, in the end, we are going to that round number 9, Taylor.
You love to see it. Wouldn't want it any other way. And this time around, Kenny looks to make some moves with a power weapon, and he wants to up the ante for the E fight. He wants a torque bow there too. With how evenly based that fight's been, that's honestly a risky play. But Pittsburgh Knights wants a play of their own. Most likely going to put a sniper down below. I'd be remiss if it was a drop shot, but there's the sniper. So we could very well be seeing a split push. eUnited going for the torque bow, and then Pittsburgh Knights going for the sniper.
Yeah, both these squads definitely going to have the options to trade out those power weapons. They will keep at least 2 players towards the mid-map. The Knights want the sniper more than anything. Raver is going to be the focus for eUnited. TJ gets out for free. Now on the flip end, Dezonide is still trapped inside. I think the shot grenade held him at bay. He will finally get out, but both squads trade out the power weapons. You got to ask yourself which one is going to be more deadly in the moment. Oh, I'm thinking it's gonna be the sniper in the hands of Dezonide, but we'll see.
I'll definitely see. There's a body shot. Not enough, though, to put anybody down just yet anyways. TJ is going to try and close this angle down if he can. Backs up a little bit. Pressures it all. Oh, and there's another attempt with the instant. This time it's going to be a bit short, but you know what? Actually, this could be great because TJ's got torque bow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, okay. He gets the splash damage. Perfect timing. eUnited feeling comfortable. As they start to clean up the kill, you're starting to hear the tune of victory for eUnited. But we'll see if they can close it out. Still a lot of fighting to be had.
Well, Pittsburgh Knights now are going to be going down through this fatal funnel, this choke point, which, as I've said before, doesn't work out too well. eUnited doesn't have enough firepower. Oh, what am I talking about? They got the torque bow with TJ, and TJ is just quite simply that guy. That should be another one. I can't believe PK actually got a pick up on Monkeyz, but
yeah, that bow coming up a little bit short may have killed Demise.
Oh, good shot.
That was a great shot.
He's back in the fight.
Yeah. You know,
but you're right. It could have killed him.
He could have, 100%. Just that bow came up a little bit short. Now, in the end, it is going to be eUnited in a winning position. They just need to hold what they got. I said that the sniper may have been the deadliest weapon in this setup, you know, just because it was in the hands of Dezo, but it proved that, TJ proved that the torque bow was definitely what eUnited needed for victory, and he put it to great use.
All right, eUnited. It was a close one, but they will close out rounds 8 and 9 to win. Training Grounds Escalation 5-4. Take a 2-1 lead over Pittsburgh Knights, and things start to get scary now because we're moving into District Control. And District Control was played by eUnited earlier against Elevate, and they won a decisive victory. So at this point in time for Pittsburgh Knights, they're really going to have to pick themselves up from the bootstraps if they want to win this, because I think, in my opinion, the odds are heavily stacked against them.
Yeah, I think it is too as well. You know, as we move on over towards this District Control, I will say this, that it is a good map for the Knights, but, you know, coming off this L against eUnited, they need not let it get to them, okay? Because it was a close map. It really was. They went tooth and nail with them, and they knew that was the type of battle in which they were going to get, but this is a dogfight in the grand finals, and the Knights are going to have to bounce back on the District Control.
Gonna have to. They have no choice. I mean, game 5 would be Tomb Execution, and I will say we've seen great matchups there from eUnited, but you know what? Pittsburgh Knights might have a fighting chance there. They really could, but they got to get through District Control. And after the first control that we've seen with some discombobulated pushes coming out from Pittsburgh Knights, I still got to benefit again, eUnited even more so here. I just think they're going to be on point with it. I really do. And, we haven't seen District tonight from Pittsburgh Knights, but we did make that argument again about Ritual and what eUnited won Ritual. So that's not really, I guess, a solid argument. But, I know why I'm benefiting eUnited on this map. Is there any reason why, Blaze, you feel eUnited is going to be strongest on this map? Is it just simply because they beat Elevate?
No, it's not simply because they beat Elevate. I actually think that when it comes down to the control maps in which we have, District is, I would say District for me is like their second or third best map in control, with Regency being their first, and Spire being there next to them in that 2 and 3. So, for me, I feel like United, Regency, District, Spire, Reactor are going to be their best 4 control maps in that order. So, I'm leaning for them towards that reason. Now, I will say this, historically, the Knights of this District Control, they're insane. Okay, why are they insane? 2 players, Monkey, Raver. Raver shuts down Bandstand in any fight that's in that area of the map, and Monkey seems to always be in the right position on a rotation there to support his teammates, and he is blocking off spawns every given second. So, like, his consistency and Raver's lethalness is what makes the Knights really good on this map. So, actually, even though I'm favoring eUnited, we're going to a map 5. I think we are.
You can't do that.
I can't, right? I said, so I favored eUnited in the back 3. I did. Okay.
Yeah.
I think District Control is their second best map, but I am thinking that the Knights is going to win this. I am.
I think you're reaching. I think you're just trying to come out of thin air with the map number 5, Blaze. I'll be honest.
I'm not coming out of thin air. Like when I'm thinking right here, I'm just reflecting on all the times I've watched PK play. Okay.
Yeah.
I truly am. And I'm looking at eUnited this season too as well, especially with this new look squad. And eUnited, I love them on control. I do. Okay. They can close the series out right now. But now, after how close that third map was, I think Raver and Monkeyz are about to do something insane. Okay, they're about to take over. All right? I'll tell you right now, if PK wins, Monkeyz will be MVP. All right, the Monkeyz will be MVP going into map 5 if PK takes his victory. But it's really going to be another close one.
I have no doubt. I think it's definitely going to be a close. I mean, it's been close all night long until our map 5s, which for some reason have been blowouts, at least 4 semifinals. I highly doubt it would be this case if we went into a map 5 tomb execution. But man.
And it's okay.
I don't know.
It's okay if my opinion changes as we go on with the series. I just saw 3 maps between these teams. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah, after watching the last 3 maps and that last one, I'm feeling good about PK coming into District Control.
Yeah, I mean,
I think this is going to be an eUnited victory, but I feel good about PK on this District Control, and they can prove me wrong and win this whole series. But, so far, it's kind of going the way we thought it would.
It is. It is. In order for it to be fully what I think it is, I think eUnited wins District.
Okay.
But game 5, I'm not against a game 5. Just this is it, man. I mean, again, I go back to the team fights on Ritual. I think eUnited absolutely dominated those. They played very well. Then you also have the fact that it really was pretty one-sided, and I really also appreciated eUnited's ability to rotate. The rotations were on point. I think that's going to be pivotal here heading into District, and traditionally, eUnited has done a wonderful job on their rotations on District. And again, that's why Elevate also was falling behind. Elevate's teamwork is great, but if you beat them on the rotations and they're constantly having to play offense and just get inside that hill, at a certain point, individuality starts to come to the forefront. That's what happened with Elevate, at least from the little bit that I had a chance to see. I have no doubt Monkey and Raver is going to provide tremendous value. They're honestly the key players, right? The top players who make a big impact when it comes to the fights. I just feel that eUnited is the better team right now. That's just all I feel. We'll find out. Blaze, you've been doing this for 15 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm going to be real with you. I'm trying to keep it interesting, but I wholeheartedly trust in you. I do, but I'm just trying to be opposite. I don't know.
You're not being opposite. I don't think you're being opposite. I don't know, man. We both said that this was a strong possibility that eUnited was going to take this series. We felt comfortable in the back end. eUnited winning 3-1 is a valid assessment. Okay. It truly is, but After watching 3 maps, I think we actually going to go the distance in the series and hit the game 5. And it's going to be off the back of a great performance from Monkeyz and Raver with some clutch plays. Yeah, it's those two on this map. It is. Now, granted, as you said, that it could be said that they are always the X factors, but they not always are. ChaoZ. For him, for this team to succeed, he has to play his role as well. Okay, I think he's going to do that. I think he's way more comfortable with this team than he was in the beginning of the season. Okay, he has a decent game. He plays his role. He'll be okay. Dezonide, I ain't worried about Dezonide. Okay, I ain't never worried about Dezonide. I don't know how many times I see Dezonide on the bottom. He's either, he's in the top 3. He gets the job done. You're going to see him with the power weapons. He knows the plays to be made. And so I ain't worried about him either, but Monkeyz and Raver are about to pop off if PK win this map.
All right, Monkeyz and Raver. That's the two to look out for. I have no doubt. I think they're going to be just fine. Monkeyz does a wonderful job fighting the mid fight for drop shot. He really does, and more often than not, will get it. I will say though, just a general statement, I've been very disappointed with the drop shot on District. Not because I don't like the drop shot, but I'm telling you, Blaze, I have seen way too many drop shots missed or just not even used since it's been added. The boom shot was used like more often than not just to get a straight up trade, but the drop shot, I'm telling you, has been like horrendous when it comes to some of the pros using it, which is weird to me because you would think it's better.
I personally like the boom shot incendiary, placements on this map
versus for sure.
Versus the drop shot shock. And, I just feel like the incendiary grenades had a lot more value on District. Yes, you could use those 2 nades to lock in a lot of points when it comes down towards those lower 2 hills once teams were able to better figure out that strategy. Yeah, they became OP, but it just gives the nades a little bit more value. You still got a boom shot on the map. You still got 2 hills towards the top side. Those corner hills are less of money hills, but if you wanted to balance out, you should have did shock boom or something,
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, there it is. Powers. Good team fight. Successful team fight. eUnited taking off 4 members down from Pittsburgh Knights. Drop shot also going over towards Demise. And I love that rotation from Powers Blaze. Instantly taking control of the next hill spawn, or at least the next hill side. That is what he needed to do. Successful fight coming out from eUnited. So at this point, hey, let's see what Pittsburgh Knights is going to do to go for the retake. Now only 35 seconds remaining. Active is in, and Demise about to send one flying.
Yeah, they did a good job flipping a map. Demise, that's a big double because you're going to see Monkeyz and Dezonide pick up 2 down low. So it's a 2v2 fight around the hill up top. The Knights did a great job getting these spawns back. They're going to get a few players down, but they will recover. eUnited will respect them for now, but the Knights, not so much respect coming out from them. Hello? They are challenging every fight in which they can get into, so they can make sure that they clear this side and get ready for that arcade hill because they know there's nothing else in which they can get off that first one.
Nothing else indeed. 63-0. Oh my lord, that's pretty crazy. Pittsburgh Knights don't. Well, it's not gonna be that anymore because PK is gonna be on that hill. But still, I don't know. I just kind of caught a glimpse of it and was like, ooh. That's,
right. Like, but that's the lead that the Knights had at map number 1 that they blew. It just comes down to the loser of that first initial fight saying, you know what? We're going to play for map control, positioning, and just play control right, and hope that we make the right rotations to get blessed and come back into the game. And playing that right was the Knights controlling the spawn, cleaning out those kills, and getting set up. Look at the setup. They put themselves in the best position to win a team fight in which they needed to. By doing that, that's what's going to get them back in the game, and then it'll be 1 hill to 1 hill between both these squads. Now, eUnited doing a good job being annoying, trying to burn off as much time off this hill as they can.
Wow.
But with that kill coming through, you saw player 4 try to turn around and get out, but TJ pressed him. Ooh, almost came out with 2. Monkeyz, he's going to clean them up. 1 death to his name, 5 assists, 3 kills. He's having a great start.
I can't lie. That last hill was very clean. Like, that last hill was locked down from the side of Pittsburgh Knights. eUnited could not even get a touch. I'm so utterly impressed. Wonderful job coming out from a couple of different players. Kenny sitting there at 0 kills. And now, one thing to say about Kenny, it is common for him to not pick up a lot of kills on this map, but to finish with like 20 assists. So we'll see if he starts heating up in that regard a little bit later on. But also, you know, to say something in his favor, the fact that Kenny doesn't have any kills and they still are this close and in fact have the lead is pretty impressive from the other 3 eUnited members.
Well, the one thing that you got to look at is that Kenny, I think, has the most damage out of everybody. If not,
does he?
He's like, yeah, he may be number 2.
He had like 2K.
Few kills not falling in his favor, but hey, the damage output is coming through. And this is a hill-by-hill battle. PK, they were not able to rotate early on this hill because they were set up on the last end. Because of that, eUnited put themselves in the best position. Now, in this moment, PK, they're just going to try to do their best to succeed and win and get it done. But where it gets scary for them is that they're going to have to win this bandstand hill. Now, luckily for them, for me, my X factor is going to be Raver when it comes down to this next engagement. He's going to have to get through and get some of that support from Dezonide to you know, create an opportunity for PK to trade off another hill.
United starting to really take away with this, though, as one is going to be sent flying back. That's Powers. He's being pressured. Demise, though, is going to be a great help. And that's what I love about District when it comes to good teamwork. Whoa, what just happened?
Way.
Powers.
He went back for the shot, which he still got the revolve off, but Power slid between both of them, got 2. Ooh, Raver gets 2 of his own, and he's going to control the bandstand, lock down this area of the map.
And it's fresh, too. It is absolutely fresh. Tons of points potentially going over to Pittsburgh Knights. Monkeyz also picking up that drop shot, taking at least position now over in bandstand so he can be ready to go, have that coverage, but also send one flying if he needs to. eUnited, though, meanwhile, fighting hard to try and gain mid control. But unbeknownst to them, Monkeyz is ready to go with it, and hopefully United doesn't clump together, but that's going to be a successful kill onto Demise. Shock is also going to be in the hands. Will he throw it out onto TJ? Yes, he will, and he'll go ahead and push forward. Unfortunately, Shock not going to have too much of an impact, but Monkeyz looking to pop off. In the meantime, though, you got Pittsburgh Knights also spawning behind.
Whoa, somebody, Dezonide just made the play because everybody's down on the opposite end. Actually, one player will be able to stay alive. That's going to be Powers. But hey, it's still numbers advantage in favor of PK. Powers misses his opportunity to get a clean shot on Dezo, but with him not being marked, he wasn't sure coming around that corner. In the end, Demise will be able to finish that fight. PK, I feel like, needed to break the 100-point marker off that hill.
You crawl in the dirt.
But if they don't do it that way, that means rotating early for next. They're going to lose Raver in that rotation. Monkeyz cannot die on this side of the map. No member of PK can, but I will say that Demise is being sneaky. He may get caught out. He's in a position to Lancer everybody in the back of the Knights as they try to take over Pergola from the middle.
I think Dezo just caught a glimpse of him, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. He does try to break away.
He better.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 1v for sure. Demise might make this push. There he goes, but Dezo's actually not stunned. Snub is gonna be out. Demise closes the gap, still takes him. ChaoZ, though, is gonna be on the flank to pick him off, so it's gonna be an even trade, and ChaoZ will have the at least the left side of the map locked in place. But for what? eUnited, they've got control of the right side, and they're getting close to breaking 200.
I feel like it wasn't nothing even about that fight outside of the kills. Other than that, Demise played him like a fiddle. If he would have ran to the back of the spawn, he probably would have guaranteed 30 more points for his team. You know, in the end, PK, they will be able to find themselves a kill. Monkeyz will lose his life. Raver finds a second, but Demise finds another as well. 2v2 fight for control over the hill. Raver takes out Demise, puts him down, finally cleans him up, and him and Dezo will be able to get the remaining 23 seconds left. And you will also see ChaoZ start rotating for next.
Tense fight, though. Raver trying to stay up. He's going to be just fine. In the meantime, though, you mentioned ChaoZ, and ChaoZ is about to have some company, Blaze. You notice 2 members just in front of him from eUnited. I don't expect them to push him. Yeah, there's no reason to actually overextend, try and take him down. They're going to allow Pittsburgh Knights to push forward. They do have the man advantage, which is going to give them great favoritism in the Wolf Pack. And as long as Monkeyz can hit a wonderful shot over cover, that could be beneficial. TJ doing everything he can to just give some help over towards his teammates. And did Dezo have another rocket? I think he pulled it out, but forgot that he was out of shots.
Yeah, it's definitely not one loaded up in the chamber. As you can see it on his back empty. DJ will take down Raver on a flank. But I will say this, that the Knights having that cross from Monkeyz in the middle, that's enough to hold the line for a bit for Raver to come off the respawn. But eUnited, they'll just use their numbers, bully their way down low. They'll win the battle for the hill. 50 seconds left on it.
Go 5 to 126. eUnited continues their lead forward. Pittsburgh Knights looking to go for one final break. This is the moment to make it happen, especially with 40 seconds remaining. You can get at least a decent amount of chunk of time, but a bit slow. Finally, they're going to be on the outer edges. Still, though, to keep them contested is going to be TJ, and his goal right now is to stay alive as long as possible, keep the hill contested, and not allow Pittsburgh Knights to gain any points off of it. Meanwhile, PK looks as if they're going to go and start rotating out. Powers will find a nice angle onto Dezo, doubles back the challenge out of ChaoZ. A wonderful job, my lord. And now he's going to be on the backside of Monkeyz, and Monkeyz is down, and Powers just opened that wide for the remaining scrap time to go over to eUnited in the way of TJ.
Drop shot in hand. We're going to have eUnited playing for next. Now, since Powers does have the weapon, a 1v2, an active, nobody doesn't even know he's here. Oh, a beautiful headshot. That wasn't a headshot, but having an active and connecting with the body shot, he definitely got that connection on the splash damage. So good job to him. 60 points remaining. eUnited feeling comfortable. They can win off of this hill.
Definitely can, but I don't think they're going to. There's too much pressure from Pittsburgh Knights on the outside. Even if they don't retake it, they're going to should be able to keep it contested long enough, you'd assume. Powers backs up, finally will drop, but it's not over with just yet. Kenny was there, but great retake coming out from Pittsburgh Knights. That should guarantee another hill to be played for, and I love to see that. I really do. A comeback story from Pittsburgh Knights would be a wonderful way to kind of wrap this thing up, or at least send us to a game 5, which again, I'm all for. I really am. Big pressure though onto Monkeyz. 3 strong from eUnited are going to be on the right side as they start to push in. Player 5 could be the X factor though. He's by himself on the other side. He hasn't been spotted, and he's going to pick off one of Dezo.
Ooh. Oh, Powers, he just gets out. Well, doesn't get out.
He funneled them out though.
Yeah, they did. Now, eUnited, this will be a big fight. If it's won, it will not be. Raver gets taken out. Demise versus ChaoZ. Demise wins that battle. Just what, 5 seconds left on the hill. Rotation from Arcade has to come in. Monkeyz hits a good shot, a good 2. He's gonna go for the next fight. Oh, I love that angle. That alone will win him that battle. He just wanted to clean it up and reset, and he's gonna do just that.
Powers is playing so well, Blaze. He really, really is. And at least towards the tail end of this match, he's really heated up quite a bit. Very impressed with how he's been performing as of recently. TJ on the Monkeyz. Monkeyz is dead to rights here. There's no way he gets out of this spot, and he will not. That's 3 on him. Tough spot to be in, it really is. Hill's still locked in, though, for Pittsburgh Knights. eUnited starting to close the gap. They can take their time with the lead that they have. There's no reason to get overzealous. Take this fight in a controlled fashion. Last time they were on this hill, they ended up losing in a convincing way. But I think Pittsburgh Knights are starting to near their end. I love the angle from Powers. Kenny is also connecting on the 2. Monkeyz the last one standing, and there it is. eUnited control of the hill.
Oh, Dezonide. He has 4 members of eUnited in front of him. Needs to be a perfect play coming out here for the Knights. Raver doesn't have the help in which he needs. 6 seconds to mess with. Monkeyz has to come through and save the day. It's him versus Raver to make the play. They miss roll in. They get a foot. It's 10 seconds. It's a revive. Another revive, a flash, a shot grenade. This is going to come down to the final second. Huh?
No, they had to get out. The shock was there. That's going to be an eUnited round and an eUnited series. And there you have it. eUnited winning the grand finals, winning split 1 week 2 of season 4 Emergence days. And they are your champions, and therefore also the champions in the point standings. They overtake Poineers. After that win, they now officially have 5 total points. Well done from them, and well done for Pittsburgh Knights. Even though they get second place, that is their second second grand finals in back-to-back weeks.
You know, I could have sworn that shock was like towards like the bottom of the stairs. And, you know, he was good to just really like sit in that corner and wait out the time. Regardless, they were down by just over 100 points. It would have had to be a fantastic performance there, you know, from the Knights to make the comeback. But, you know, it caught me off guard a bit.
Well, I think eUnited was pushing them, and then like muscle memory, they started backing off. I don't know.
Yeah, they did. It was just 2 seconds needed. So, you know, you come off that cover for a second. Hey, the point transferred over. eUnited, they get the win. But hey, they win it 3-1, and the back half of that cycle looks strong for them, just like how we thought it would be. And by taking one of those first 2 maps in Ritual and Checkout, they made sure that they put themselves in a good spot to close out this series comfortably.
Yeah, excellent job. Really good spot. And again, shout out to Powers. He absolutely owned and took ownership of his gameplay and really the map in general towards the tail end of this district control. And he heated up quite a bit. I mean, at one point he went on a tear, and I think he ended up killing like 6 members, or at least, you know, at least getting 6 kills, excuse me, before he ended up dropping and dying off. I mean, that is really impressive, especially when you already have that lead and you're trying to fight for a comeback. Like, it just really demoralizes you. That was 2 that he ended up getting. That was after he had already picked up 4 Blaze. So excellent job from Powers. I really am impressed with him. This was the final cross he had, and then ultimately the final moments, right, when Pittsburgh Knights ended up getting pressured. This is when that shot came in, and it was on the lower section, but then Demise started making the push, and you can tell, see, they kind of like back up a little bit. They should have pushed forward. They did in the last seconds, but with only 2 seconds, as you mentioned, you only have to hop off for, you know, just a split second and you're done for. But eUnited, good job. All in all, I mean, I'm still really happy with this series, I think, and I can't wait for them to compete against each other in Pro League.
Yeah, I can't wait as well. So this was a great, you know, first matchup to see with both these squads. So it told us a lot. You know, we saw the controls heavily in favor of eUnited. They won by, you know, on average 100 points. You know, Training Grounds Escalation, not surprised that one went that close between the 2 teams. But now on a flip in Execution, hey, that's a nice game mode. And all these round-based game modes, I feel like, are going to be the strongest for the Knights. I felt that way last season. If they can just get better consistency on the control maps, they'll be okay. When it comes down to it, you know, Ritual, Inspire are going to be some of their weaker ones. You know, District Control, Regency, Reactor, they're stronger maps. So make those maps their best maps, and they'll be able to, you know, have themselves in a good spot in any of their matchups as we progress on with the season.
So let's recap. This was a fantastic night, guys. And if you didn't have a chance to catch round 1 matches, you missed out, in my opinion. And even semifinals were wonderful to watch. Fire and Ice, in my opinion, the standout team tonight. I cannot believe they beat Poineers. Now, caveat, Poineers was, in fact, playing with Blast after map number 2. Zysha was having some issues. So Fire and Ice ended up getting that win, but still impressive, at least to me. And their series against Pittsburgh Knights was phenomenal, minus that final map of Fira, where Pittsburgh Knights only died twice and ended up 6-0ing Fire and Ice on that map. But other than that, Fire and Ice showed great promise for improvement moving forward. Elevate 2. Elevate beating Noble. That's a big win. Noble is currently number 1 in the Pro League. Undefeated. They've been looking incredible. And for Elevate to beat them 3-1, again, their stock continues to go up. You know, we've seen them take some L's. One of most notably was against Rise. They could have beat Rise if they just would have won Checkout and won that final round and not allow Rise to win 6 in a row, Blaze. They would have won. But
yeah.
All's that, you know, is what it could have, should have, as you like to say. But hey, great night in general. I'm happy with how it went.
I am happy with how it went as well. We got a lot of map 5s tonight. You know, we saw some of our underdog teams of our league towards the bottom of the standings really turn up, okay, and show that they can compete with the best of them. Our newer squads who got added to the league, as we've said 1,001 times, this is the most even the competition has been throughout all of our splits, and it's showing, and it's very entertaining to cast and watch. So shout out to all the teams that competed today. You guys played well, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen next week.
I am too. And speaking in regards to standings, I know things are starting to get pretty tight up at the top. Like I said, for eUnited, they do overtake Poineers. But interestingly enough, Poineers and Pittsburgh Knights now tied at 4-4. And look at that, Elevate, FNI, and Noble all tied at 1. One thing that I appreciate about these standings is when it comes to EDAYS, it's always been, there's always been certain teams that have been the outliers who always make it the grand finals. And I think for the most part, eUnited, Poineers, Pittsburgh Knights kind of iffy, but obviously doing very well when it comes to this season, but they always take first. But it's always interesting to see those outlier teams, and one of those teams that I'm very surprised about is Noble. Noble's only sitting at, this is the first time they made it to semifinals. Week 1 they didn't, and then in week 2 they only make it to semifinal. No, did they make it to semifinal?
No, they didn't make it.
The other way around.
The other way around, yeah. Semifinals last week, quarters this week.
But I thought they would do better, Blaze, but they haven't.
They ran up against a hot Elevate, They lost the control against Elevate. That's why they lost.
Who did they lose to last week?
They lost to Poineers last week, I want to say.
They did lose to Poineers 3-0. Lost 3-0 to Poineers. So, tough matches, But top 8 is where you want to be. Top 8 so you can play in that season finals, right, and get your $3,000. But like I said, great night as a whole. Very, very excited. Rise undefeated 2 complex. You're correct about that. So Rise and Noble, kind of up there neck and neck. But hey, it is a good pro league. It's a good EDAYS. You love to see it. Blaze, been a great night. What are your final words before we get out of here?
Hey, my final words are, to all the teams out there, hey, just keep practicing. And I'm excited to watch the competition next week. I hope all the fans had a great night with us, being able to watch EDAYS. It's always fun being over here on the UMG channel and getting a chance to watch the best Gears of War teams in the world battle it out for glory, blood, and victory, okay? For money, for the check, for the bag. And, hey, we got some of the best players in the world, and we're blessed to watch them.
Without question. It's kind of always been a thing with EDAYS, right? We bring in the best competition there is, and it's a blast to watch them play. Hey, Pro League is going to be starting back up again on Tuesday. We've got a lot of great matches for you that I want you guys to stay tuned with. Obviously, follow us on Gears Esports. Stay in tune with everything that's taking place with Gears Esports as a whole. We've now transferred over to Xbox. If you haven't joined us there, it's a lot of fun. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 5 Eastern, Pro League still taking place. But as a whole, been a great night. Always a blessing to have all of you. For myself, Taylor Reflections Noble, Guy Blaze, our production team, and you in chat, thank you for being here. Be back Tuesday on Xbox's channel for Gears Pro League 5 Eastern.